Taylor stands and what's left. Internet. My name is Peridiam, and before we split the money on our winnings, welcome to the true contenders for the Big Brother 24 crown. A video where, after a week of observing the hamsters bumping into each other in their cute little multicolored tubes, I pause the show, assess the cast, and do my best to separate the kings and queens from the pawns. Because Lord knows we got a lot of pawns to sort through as of late. Who's winning BB24? Who actually stands a chance? Will Jasmine finally break the week 2 HOH curse? To answer these questions and more, I have also once again invited longtime superfan and good friend of the channel, Amon Adwin, to provide his own analysis alongside mine. We've each picked our top 4 players to win, and let's get this show on the road. Let's start with my first contender of the 4, the one who I'm not sure many are expecting me to be talking about, the one who I wonder if many in the house are overlooking. Potentially in danger of going home in week 1, and after seeing that backstage comp, likely would have, my first true contender is Alyssa, the 24-year-old marketing rep who has really impressed me a lot more than I expected when the cast was revealed. Now, some of you out there did notice, but I did not make a preseason cast analysis video because we had like less than 24 hours to analyze said cast, and I was busy that day. But let me tell y'all, Alyssa was at the bottom. But 1 week in, losing Paloma in that first week was a blow to her game, no doubt. Paloma was a massive connective tissue and a force to be reckoned with, and Alyssa was right there with her. And now her number 1 ally is gone when she wasn't even the target, but when you think about it, when has that ever stopped players from winning the game and becoming the greatest of all time? Alyssa is low-key, she's very low-key, and she also has a sweet side. She gets along with everyone, she's pleasant to those not in her alliances, she listens, she's patient. And by losing Paloma, she's kind of flown even further under the radar. Alyssa isn't the usual archetype to win Modern Big Brother, but that doesn't mean that she can't or that she doesn't have the capacity to. You overlook the young, unassuming social threat, and suddenly they have got the right bonds and necessary amount of capital to sneak into the end.
I'm not just a pretty face. I'm always writing poetry and expressing myself through words.
My love is water, it'll comfort you. My love is water, take a sip.
So I want to go to Newark. Isn't that the happiest place on earth?
Where?
Newark.
New Jersey?
But enough about my pick. Amon, who is your first true contender?
You know, we as fans always talk about wanting players that are going to make bold and interesting moves and give us cutthroat energy, and this player is giving very much that. Ameerah is not afraid to talk game and then back it up. She was one of the very first to talk to the very first HOH and set the tone for week 1. And her straightforward approach was very much appreciated and gave her a trustworthy vibe. She's got a solid position being in the core dominant alliance in the house, and that has also allowed her to gain an accurate lay of the land. Her reads on who's working with who have been fairly on point. Now, I do have reservations as her name has already been floated by another house guest, an alliance member no doubt, so maybe her threat level is not as low as she'd like to believe. I worry if maybe she can be a little too straightforward and how that might cause friction whenever disagreements arise. I mean, we already saw a small example of that between her and a few of the alliance members, but people like her. And as long as she can maintain her spot in the alliance and shift with the tides, we may finally get that very coveted female winner.
I want people to view me as not super strategic. I'm open to whatever is going to level up my game. I just want to kind of be off the radar until I have to be, and then I'm going to go strong. I've actually been to, I think, like 34, 35 countries.
Newark.
Country?
My second true contender is someone who was also in trouble week 1. They touched the block and would have definitely gone home if the stars aligned against them. An outsider looking in, more introverted than most, catching up to acclimate to the social environment of the house, and a superfan through and through. But enough about Ian or Steve or Kevin Jacobs. Let's talk about Michael, the 28-year-old lawyer who has really proven himself to be an early game comp beast. The more the game of Big Brother is known and refined and the meta is understood, the more likely you're gonna see gamers who get the show go on to win. Michael is by far the most equipped in that regard, and that is a great recipe for success. And yeah, we also know that he can win comps and come up clutch. We know he's on good terms with just about everyone. He's got a high EQ with a touch of tactical awareness and a sweet social game. Just run down the list and check off those buzzwords. I also think some might underestimate him, but that would be a huge mistake on their part. That's how all those aforementioned names became winners, and it would not surprise surprise me in the least if we're currently looking at one more. Aman, who's your number 2?
Look, I normally never go for this archetype because I think it's the most instantly recognizable in terms of casting, but given the recent success of Big Brother Canada 10's Kevin Jacobs, I decided to give it a go. Michael is the superfan nerd of the season. He knows the game and its history probably more than anyone else on the cast. He found himself in a rough spot in the beginning, however, having been nominated, but has proven he's capable of winning comps under pressure. He's got a bit of a slow start in terms of building alliances, but now that he's well insulated in the core alliance and letting other targets emerge, I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to sneak to the end. As long as he can continue to lay low while also making effective moves within the alliance, I could see him joining the nerd roster alongside Ian, Andy, and the like.
I compile a book, I call it my Big Brother Bible, and I know that I've got the mental toughness to take this to the end. Don't mess up. I'm a member of Mensa, so I'm a certified genius. If there's anyone that you're gonna trust, it should be me.
My mom is very smart. My mom is in Mensa.
Really?
Me too.
What was your GPA graduating?
Dance.
My third true contender is a bit like Casper the Friendly Ghost. They just kind of drift through the house. There isn't a lot to talk about on paper with them right now. They seem pretty transparent in what they say and do. They're like a golden retriever, and I could easily see them lasting long into the season because of all that. Of course, I am talking about Kyle, the unemployed 29-year-old who twerks a lot on TikTok. Oh wow, I am now suddenly doubting everything I just said. You know what, never mind Kyle's lack of a job title. People can win Survivor with that, why not Big Brother? Call him a mixologist, a toy tester, what have you, but don't call him a loser. Yet. Unlike, say, Alyssa or many other players on this cast, Kyle is the archetypical player who wins this show. I hesitated on picking Jackson 3 years ago on Big Brother 21, and I was wrong to do so. But ever since then, the modern game has proven to lend itself to physically strong male players who have enough social grace to get a foothold early, ride an alliance halfway into the season, and then start branching off toward the endgame when they make their moves. Kyle is currently fitting that to a T. He's been in the dominant alliance, he's been a sound voice of reason amidst all the chaos, he's shown me that he can get along with anyone, adapt to the whims of the house, and keep his head down. And given he's nearly a 6'3" tall male, that's pretty impressive. But you leave a player like Kyle in the house until the halfway point, and I bet you he'll be the front runner. Aman, who's your number 3?
I did not see this one coming because everything about their preseason content gave me, oh, they're gonna be annoying, attention-seeking, winning comps left and right, putting a target on their back, rubbing everyone the wrong way, just generally suck at Big Brother. But I think I was wrong. Kyle has been the sweetest little thing on feeds. He's made it a mission to have deep and meaningful conversations with his fellow house guests, but not in a cringy way. His size is intimidating, but immediately softened by his good-natured and congenial manner. It also feels like all the men on this cast are the size of trees, so he doesn't stand out as much. I do believe there is a bit of a comp beast underneath his goofy exterior, and if the other house guests continue to allow him to just smile his way into the endgame, it may be just too late for them.
I'm an entrepreneur, baby, making dancing videos with my mom, which means I'm unemployed. I tell girls that I'm dating that I have a basement apartment and I have 2 elderly roommates that live upstairs. Showmance has definitely put your game at risk, so going into the house, I'm going to try to avoid them at all costs, but let's be real.
And finally, my 4th true contender is not Terrence, it's Nicole. Because Nicole is out for blood, and she knows how to slide that dagger in ever so slowly. Nicole is clever. She's got her hands all over the house, and despite not being a part of the dominant alliance in the first week, she's already been brought in and is already doing everything in her power to change the status quo. She's the oldest woman in the cast, but that's working to her benefits. The younger women go to her, the men listen to her, and she's quickly proving to me to be the vibe setter in the house. She gets her way without demanding her way be the way. She's displayed a lot of agency through 1 week, and while everything I've said thus far should make her out to be a big threat sooner than later, and perhaps that'll happen, right now, I think she's right where she should be. Not too hot, not too cold, just adequately in the middle of everything. Give her enough momentum and some key comp wins down the line, and I think you will get a respectable winner out of her yet.
I have a lot of feminine energy and I have a lot of masculine energy, and I think that I get along very well with both men and women. Me and my mom have been watching Big Brother since season 1 together.
Big Brother has spawned countless underground websites from fans all over the world. One site lets you play plastic surgeons by giving George a bigger chin or Jamie a bigger head.
I know that I'm going to win Big Brother and I want to make her proud.
But Amon, finish us off. Who you got in the 4th slot?
Now, my only reservation about my last pick is that they've already been compared multiple times to the latest winner of Big Brother US, and that's never that great for anyone coming into the new season. It's Pooch.
I mean, I love Joseph, but game-wise, he's a little clueless sometimes.
No, I'm totally kidding. It's Monty. I believe Monty has shown many of the basic chops for playing Big Brother. He's got himself into the core alliance and has been great with navigating relationships and side alliances to have control of information flow in the house. But I do think he made a pretty bad call on talking a little too much to certain alliance members that maybe weren't the best at keeping their mouths closed. But that was a mistake that I believe that he can recover from. He's lost a bit of his positioning within the alliance when one of its members had to leave the game, but at least he was proactive in replacing that member and filling out the ranks. So he's shown that he can be calm and cool in the face of adversity. He wouldn't be a flashy winner if he makes it, but he's got all the trappings of a BB winner nonetheless.
You come into my house, and now you want a favor?
I really believe I'm the perfect package of, the bronze and the brains. Best believe I'm fit to win Big Brother, baby.
And that's gonna be it. Those are our true contenders for the Big Brother 24 crown. And what do y'all think? Do you agree more with me or Amon? Who do you have as your top 4 true contenders to win this season? So far, this has been a very fluid house and a bit of a sloppy season, but hey, I'm looking forward to what we get next and where it starts to crystallize. A big brother thank you to all my patrons for all your support. Let's hope we have a good summer ahead of us. We could use it. And in the end, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to get your beauty sleep on your way out. And I will see you in the next one once Terrence wins. Okay, be honest, who saw that coming?
I get off work at 7 and I turn into DJ Showtime, one of the hottest karaoke DJs in Chicago. When you're coming to see DJ Showtime, you're coming to a party, baby.
And nothing wrong bringing the old me back. The mama know about these old trophy glass.
I'm really gonna throw people under the bus, and I mean it.